Well, hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we are in windy Wellington. Oh yes, we're in Wellington, New Zealand, and we're flying down to Christchurch. A little bit noisy, these outdoor engine sounds, but we are at a noisy place. We are at an airport. So there are quite a few ATRs here, but Air New Zealand ATRs. This airport is so accurate. It is an add-on that I've put into the flight simulator. It is so accurate. I've spent quite a bit of time in Wellington looking at this airport because I can tell you these group of houses up here on the hill, if we go up close enough, you will see one that has a red roof. See if I can point it out up there. I think it is that one right there. That is our holiday house. That is where we stay when we go to Wellington to do business for our company, and it just looks right over the airport. I can see every plane as it departs and as it arrives, and takeoffs and taxis. It is just a fantastic place to be. Big glass windows, double glazing, so you cannot hear the sound. It's not noisy at night or anything, but it's just like having a big TV screen that plays the Wellington Airport channel all day long. I just love being there. So today we are in the beautiful ATR because we're in my career mode again. We're working our way up from the lovely ATR, hopefully up to the 737s or 777s. Now we do have a job flying for a regional airline. I'm not going to tell you the name of that airline until we actually start, so in a few days or a few videos time we will start our career mode as a airline pilot flying for an actual virtual airline based here in Wellington in New Zealand, and also has a few flights around the United States as well, in California and places like that. But we're going to be based in the ATR out of Wellington for a start until I get my hours up, get my credits up, and then I can maybe get a promotion onto the 737s later on. So we're at the gate here, and we have finished boarding. We have finished the refueling, and we've removed the chocks and everything. We are just about ready for pushback, so let's go inside and have a look a little bit quieter in here. We've got 105 passengers on board today. Just a small amount of fuel because it's only a little short trip down to Christchurch. There's our gross weight, empty weight there, our fuel on board, everything there. Our passengers are all ready to go. So we're going to start up our engines and get pushback. Now I'll show you the flight plan I've put together for Wellington to Christchurch. I've spent quite a bit of time on this, trying to get a nice flight plan put together because I can use it time and time again every time I fly the Wellington to Christchurch trip. I've used a couple of different programs to put it together, including the default program in Flight Simulator, but also Avi Planner and a few other programs. So I put everything on one page here, so it's dead easy for me next time I'm programming it in, or if you want to copy or try the flight plan yourselves, it's dead easy. Here are all the waypoints and arrivals and departures along the top. Okay, this is our arrival into Christchurch, coming down through Gympie, Albad, and then straight in for an ILS approach, ILS 02, frequency 109.9, and the runway heading of 16. Approach minimums is 2,000 feet as we come in for the approach over the coast here. So it is dead easy, and hopefully it will be a lovely flight and ILS approach and landing. And we can use this many times on our regional service in the ATR. You could use it in the ATR. I'm going to use it in the RJ100 today, or any sort of plane. If you're doing regional flights, you can use that plan. So take a screenshot, write it down. Let's see how it goes today. This is the first time I've flown this plan, so hopefully it will be a real doozy, and I will save it in my file for bespoke flight plans. Okay, so I have on board with me Flight Officer Alan today. Morning, Alan. How are you? You're looking pretty good today. So Alan's going to help me with all the communications and the ATIS, the air traffic control communications. He's going to be covering all that for me and all the announcements, so that is good. Now, this is just a charter flight. Basically, I'm flying a charter flight to Christchurch today. It is not part of my new career with the regional airline. I have not started that job yet, hopefully in the next few videos. Just waiting to get all the documents and the paperwork done and my contract all signed up, and then we'll be flying for the real virtual airline out of Wellington. So until that happens, I've got a charter flight here that I've been appointed to fly. So we're going to get these people down to Christchurch. So we have clearance for departure, but I'm going to get things set up. We're going to start our engines as we get pushed back here. What do we have on? Make sure everyone has their seat belts fastened there. And just check our lighting and such things. Beacon lights are on, strobe lights are on. So let's release our brakes and we'll start getting pushback. Brakes released and pushback is underway. Look at that, doesn't that look awesome? Quite a few Air New Zealand ATRs floating around the place. Busy little airport, Wellington, a regional airport mostly, though it is an international airport. But a lot of regional airlines fly out of this airport. Right, let's come down here and we'll add fuel to that engine and get things underway. Beautiful ATRs, Air New Zealand. Quite a lovely livery. I have not applied for a job with Air New Zealand, but this other regional airline looks quite interesting. They've made me a very, very good offer, so I'm happy to work for them. That will do us there for pushback. We'll apply the brakes and we'll come up here and get our next engine started, engine number 3. Now if you've just bought this plane, you'd like to go through the startup as per the actual manual. I've done a video on that. I think it was a live stream or a video. If you go back on my channel and have a look, we follow the manual word for word, okay, and it's been put together by real professional Avro RJ100 pilots, so 100% accurate. You can't argue with it. Go back and have a look at that video, and it's really good for orientation purposes if you're getting to learn and fly this plane. I've been working on it for many, many days, probably a week now, going through the manual, different startup sequences, doing a bit of research, a bit of study, and it's such a good plane, such a good study level plane. It really is worth putting the time in to do some study and get things done properly. I've watched planes from that house up there on the hill so many times, taxiing in, taxiing out. And I've got to say, this airport is beautifully replicated. It really is. Even the surrounding hills and buildings and shops and houses, it has been replicated. Just beautiful. Really is well done. Just over there is a shopping centre and a really nice coffee shop where I go and sit down and have some coffee, and I can watch the planes come in and land. Over there. That's it. That red building it's called the warehouse. It's a bargain store chain here in New Zealand. Just over here there is the coffee shop where I sit down, have some breakfast sometimes, and enjoy a nice espresso coffee and watch the planes come in landing. Can be often quite windy in Wellington, so it is quite exciting watching the planes come into Wellington Airport. Just through over those hills over there is the CBD and government buildings. This is the capital city of New Zealand. To get to the other side of these hills to where the central Wellington is, you go through a tunnel, a car tunnel, and that tunnel is called the Victoria Tunnel. I got quite an exciting story to tell you later about what happened to me at the Victoria Tunnel when I was driving through it the other week. I flew down to Wellington on business, and I drove a vehicle back to Auckland, and there was quite a bit of excitement, I got to say. I'll tell you that another time. But the surrounding district and everything for this airport is just spot on. I've driven down this road many times. See how it goes down below the level of the runway there? Exactly how it is. Just perfect. Flaps down 18. Flight plan is in. Flight plan is displaying on there. I'm going to put this around to map if it hasn't been done already. Yes, it's been put around to map. This one is put around to LNAV. And this one we can put around to waypoints. Okay. Check. Landing lights on. Strobe light is on. Yes. Okay. Park brakes released. And we're going to do a rolling start. What a lovely looking plane. Very cool. Bit of a bump, a bit of a defect in the runway there, I notice. A bit of an elevation change. It's a bit bumpy. A small defect there. Okay, let's bring up the throttles.
Check thrust. Airspeed allowed. Thrust set.
Thank you, Alan.
Easy knots.
Doesn't that look amazing? Exactly how it looks at Wellington. So well duplicated there. Okay, vertical speed. Let's set that at 19. Yes, exactly where I want it. LNAV is on. Let's flick that auto throttle on again. And we are locked onto our flight plan, heading towards our first waypoint out through Umaga. Right, clock. I didn't set the clock, did I? Where did we reset it to 0? There we go. Set it to 0. Should have done that while I was parked at the hold short. But there we go. Bit of a cloudy old day here at Wellington. Bit of a grey old day. So we'll leave our strobe lights, landing lights, we'll leave all those on at this stage. And we'll bring up our flaps. as we head up through 3,000 feet. Okay, after takeoff checklist, flaps up, gear lever up, LNAV is on, flight director is on, auto throttle on, autopilot engaged, landing lights on. I think we can take off our strobe lights now. Beacon lights can come off, check. Anti-ice can go on, check. Ice protection is on, check. Packs on, after takeoff checklist complete. Landing lights can go off. Okay, we are on our way to Christchurch on this rather grey, melancholy, cloudy morning here in New Zealand. Yes, so I will be starting work with my new airline very, very soon, guys, in a few days. A few more videos, and then I'll be underway with my new career, with my new airline, flying the RJ100 around New Zealand. And I won't tell you the name of the airline until we start, okay? It will be a surprise. I think the planes are being painted as we speak. Yes, it's a new airline in New Zealand, new to New Zealand. And I'm going to be flying their RJ100s. Hopefully work my way up to the 7300s. I also think that this airline has are still operating a couple of places around the world, these 767s. So that's going to be interesting. I love Boeings, but I've never really flown a 767 yet. So hopefully I can get my type rating and fly the 767s for this airline before I move on up to the 777. My first goal is to get some hours under my belt with the RJ100 and the regional routes around New Zealand, and then move up to the 737-800 probably, if I can get that promotion. So follow my career, guys, on the channel. Hit a subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll be noticed. You'll be informed every time I do a flight for this. In this career mode that I've started. Right, so we are at 10,000 feet. We're going to go up 18,000 feet. We're cleared to go up. 18,000 feet. And we'll take our speed up a little bit. We can go up to 250 at least. What do you think, Alan? Time for a coffee? Oh yeah. Must be time for a coffee and a muffin or something. We're a charter flight today. We have got passengers. My first flight in my career, in this career mode, with actual real passengers. And it's a charter flight for an airline down to Christchurch. I think it is a sports team, maybe the New Zealand hockey team. I think it's a sports team that we have on board, some celebrities on board. So it's not a normal passenger service, okay, like it will be when I start my career with the new airline. It is a charter service, and I was chosen to do the flight with young Alan here. And we'll get all these passengers down there in time for their sports game and their meetings. Probably in time for lunch. It is actually a bit of a cloudy, rainy old day today here in Auckland, where I'm recording out of. Very cloudy, rainy old day. Yesterday was the same, so can't really go out and do much work. I was going to do some work yesterday, but can't really do much in this weather, so I'm on my flight simulator having an absolute ball. Loving it. Really enjoying this study level from Just Flight, the Just Flight RJ100 Professional plane simulator. So excellent. If you enjoy flying regional jets, I would strongly recommend that you have a good look at the RJ100. Comes in the RJ80 as well, RJ85 I think. It's on the marketplace in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so check it out. Not cheap, but all the real study level planes nowadays are not cheap, guys. But as long as you really enjoy it and you keep it and use it for a long period of time, why not? If you're just going to fly for a few times and then move on to something else, I wouldn't bother, but I'm sure I've had $100 worth of enjoyment and fun out of it already because I'm studying and I'm on it every day trying to learn stuff. So I've really had my money's worth already, I believe. And I'm going to be flying it for quite a long time. A long time. Especially when I start with my career with the new regional airline soon. There's the coast down there, the South Island down there. Okay, so we are coming up to 18,000 feet. I love this feature as well, guys. Here we can go to the map, and it has an amazing map, just amazing. Here we go. Has the whole map of New Zealand. Now if you really zoom in as we come into Christchurch or leave Auckland, as you zoom in, it has every road and every street on this map. Must be taken from GPS or something, but it is just incredibly detailed. I wish the PMDG 737s had this map. You can see where you are in the world. It is just great. Love that. So we're going to do an ILS approach today. We probably don't need to, but I just feel I want to because I want some practice with the ILS. So we're going to put in our ILS frequencies and everything. Up here we're going to put 109.9. So we're going to put that in here, 109.9. There we go, 109.9. We'll put that in there. And we'll put it on this side as well. 109.9. And we'll put that at the top, and the runway heading of 16 degrees. Put that in there. $16, there we go, and the same on this side. Right, we're all set. We are locked in. There's our approach mode there. Now this is probably made by Honeywell, this panel here. I'm very familiar with it because I've flown the 737s a lot. So if you're transitioning over from 737s to this plane, you'll just feel so at home. Everything is just pretty much the same. You know, a few little differences, but pretty much the same. It has the auto throttle and everything. Same with the FMC. Pretty much the same. Only difference is you got some of the option buttons along the top rather than down here on the side. Yeah, very cool. Like it. I like it a lot. So let's have a look on our VMAP, see where we are. Coming down the coast, got a little way to go yet. So I think we do have time for a coffee, Alan. What do you think? Should we go out and make a coffee? I think we should go out and make a nice cup of coffee. Right, I'm going to go out and get a nice cup of coffee, and I'll be back with you guys really soon, eh? Right, I am back. I've got my coffee, so I'm as happy as a sand dog. But actually, it's just about time to start our descent. So we're going to start coming down nice and slow as we get closer and closer to Christchurch. We'll just come down 10,000 initially. Right, so we're dropping down in our altitude and we're heading up towards our approach. So the video is not too long. I'm going to cut out here and I'll come back very soon when we're a bit closer. Okay, so we are in our transition here, just about to intercept our approach. If you can see the plan there, we come down here, turn around to the right, and there is Christchurch just over there. So if we look out over this side, we can see the city of Christchurch out over here, and we'll be looping around soon to intercept the ILS. Our speed 180 knots. We're at 2,000 feet, which is our minimum for approach. You've just seen that on our flight plan. That was our minimum for approach. So we are going to go ahead and lower our gear. We're going to drop some flaps as well as our speed comes down. Absolutely amazing. The sounds and the animations on this plane are just awesome. So let's bring our speed down a little bit more as we come around for our finals. Flight directors are off. I don't know why. I think they should be on. As soon as we come around to the right, turn around, we're going to engage the approach hold. See our flight plan coming in around to the right and then down in towards Christchurch there for a lovely easy approach. We're at 147 knots. Let's check our lights. Landing lights on. I'm going to put the taxi lights on as well. Strobe lights on, check. Beacon lights on. Right, turn around to the right. We should get our little diamonds coming up here. Once we turn to the right and right again. Okay, coming round to the right. Just amazing. Amazing scenery. Okay, we've got one more turn to the right and then we'll be on finals. Before landing, checklist. Strobe lights on. Beacon on. Landing lights on. Flaps down. 30. Gear down and locked. Before landing, checklist complete. One more turn to the right and we will engage our approach hold mode. Anything more to add, Alan? Are you all happy? You happy? If you're happy, I'm happy, mate. Okay, we are on finals. We should have a visual on the runway very soon as we come around to finals. There are our blips. So I'm going to go ahead and engage the approach hold mode. Check, approach hold mode engaged. There is the runway directly ahead of us. The plane should be making corrections soon to lock onto that. Let's bring our speed down now. We've got our amazing, fantastic air brakes if we need them. Okay, the plane is coming down, making the necessary adjustments. And we are locked on to the glide slope. Speed check, 130 knots. Prepare to disengage. Autopilot, auto throttle, and flight director. And we're going to engage the replay mode so we can evaluate our landing. Okay, autopilot disengaged, auto throttle off, flight director off. I have the plane. $80 knots. $60 knots. And welcome to Christchurch, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit bumpy and windy on the way down. I like to blame the weather if if my approach is a bit dodgy. Right, let's stop here, guys, and we'll pause time and we'll just have a look at that landing and evaluate it and see how we can improve on for next time. So I'll just park here and we will have a look at our landing. I'm not that convinced that it was a good landing, to be perfectly honest with you, but I am still at the learning stage with this plane, so probably only my third, I think it's my third landing, something like that, third or fourth. Now we saw it from the inside, so let's have a look at it from the outside. Right, well, I don't think that was too bad. I would have liked to have been in the center of the runway. I would like to have been more centered on the runway, but I think that will come with a bit of practice. Are we out of replay mode? Okay, there. Right, are we out? Yes. I would like to have been more centered on the runway, but other than that, I think it was okay. It seemed to be quite a soft landing, I think. Right. I think that will do us right there. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed that flight. Welcome to Christchurch. It was my first passenger service in my career as a commercial pilot. It was my first passenger service, a charter service from Christchurch, Wellington to Christchurch, and I really enjoyed this flight plan. This flight plan is just lovely. So I'm going to do this one again. Where is it? I'll bring it up on the screen for you again. Here it is. This one. If you want to take a screenshot or take notes, it worked beautifully. So I'm going to save this flight plan so I can go back and forward from Christchurch at different seasons, different weathers, different times of day, and we'll use the same flight plan, the ILS approach. Everything just worked fantastic. So that was awesome. Follow my career, guys, as I work my way up in my virtual airline up to the 737s and the 777, maybe the 747. But I've got a lot of time and a lot of flights to do before I get to that level. So if you're enjoying it, hit the like, make a comment, and follow along on this profile as I fly for a regional airline in New Zealand in my career mode, my self-made career mode. So here's the Christchurch airport. I haven't done any add-ons. It is straight out of the box. I've got to say it does look quite nice. All the Air New Zealand planes there. Just looks lovely. Alright guys, take care. Enjoy your flight simulator. Keep flying, keep happy, and keep coming back. See you again soon. Over and out. Cheers.